Hey guys, welcome in. So today I wanted to talk about the USC offense. Now with USC, the offense is obviously the biggest topic of conversation with new coach Lincoln Riley, quarterback Caleb Williams, wide receiver Jordan Addison. And it makes me wonder, what can we realistically expect from this offense in year one under Lincoln Riley? Now we got to look at this offense in the first game against Rice, and it was flawless. Caleb looked in complete control from start to finish. The offensive line looked like they really gelled as well. The fact that Caleb Williams and Jordan Addison only had 29 practices together prior to this game, and they came out firing and completely in sync, that really makes me wonder, what is this offense going to look like in 8 or 10 weeks? Now the offense as a whole is really intriguing because they can attack you in so many ways. They should have an answer for what any defense is going to throw at them this season. They can use the middle of the field, they can run outside zone, they can run read option, a bunch of RPOs. There's no weak link in this offense that's going to make Lincoln cut out half of the playbook. Another interesting thing about Lincoln Riley while he was at Oklahoma is that every year his offense had the same base principles, but each offense was different depending on who the quarterback was. When they had Baker Mayfield, they really loved to attack that 10 to 15 yard range downfield. With Kyler Murray, they had a ton of deep shots and a ton of quarterback run plays. And with Jalen Hurts, it seemed like they would run quarterback power almost every play. The question that raises in my mind is, what can't Caleb Williams do on the football field? Caleb is one of, if not the most complete quarterbacks in the entire country. He has a big arm, he's an elite athlete, he can process information very quickly, he's super accurate in the short and intermediate game. He can create plays off script, it seems like he always makes the right read in the RPO game. Lincoln can take a little bit of everything from all the previous quarterbacks he's had in his past and make a truly unique and dynamic offense, with, in my opinion, the deepest wide receiver room in the entire country. Now looking at this receiver room, I think only Ohio State has a better top three than the Trojans. With Jordan Addison, Mario Williams, and Brendan Rice, they're almost impossible to guard. The amount of speed between those three is just ridiculous. And when we take a look at Jordan Addison, his ability to get in and out of cuts without losing any amount of speed is insane. Not to mention his hands, not to mention he's a very underrated run blocker. There's not a better receiver in the entire country, in my opinion. And now talking about Mario Williams, he is pure explosive, pure speed, pure burner. I would challenge anyone to find a faster 1-2 combo at receiver in the entire country than those two. And that's just the top of this receiver room. When you look at Taj Washington, he has great speed. He looked great in that Rice game. Brendan Rice is a big physical presence who's also very, very fast. Gary Bryant, Kyle Ford, Kyron Ware-Hudson, John Jackson. The depth in the receiver room is absolutely nuts. Terrell Bynum didn't even get on the stat sheet against Rice. That's how deep this room is. I also want to talk about the offensive line, because USC's offensive line is by far the biggest misconception about the team. PFF has USC's interior offensive line as the #1 interior in the entire country. If you watched USC last year, you would know that the offensive line was not the issue in any way whatsoever. Now when you start talking about depth, then yes, it's a major concern because a few key injuries and that line will start looking real shaky. But the starting 5, or 6 because the left tackle situation isn't resolved yet, looks real strong and they look athletic enough to be able to get out in space. At that left tackle spot, I personally would prefer to see Cortland Ford there over Bobby Haskins, just because of the upside he provides at that position. When you have an athlete like that at the left tackle spot, that really opens things up for the kind of runs you can pull off. I also really like this tight end room. It needs a little more depth, especially with Jude Wolfe out, but I personally think that Lake McCree is going to be an NFL tight end in his future. You saw him come on at the end of last year, he was absolutely electric. Great hands, good speed for that position, and he looks improved as a blocker from last year as well. If the receivers and running backs are somehow all covered, having a guy like that in the middle of the field is awesome. Now talking about the running back room, this is also a very intriguing room and actually has a lot of experience. And a little warning to all potential blitzers out there, if Travis Dye is in the game, be careful or he will bury you in the goddamn dirt. But aside from Dye, I really loved what Austin Jones showed. He has a great combination of speed and power. Rayleigh Brown looks to be one of the most explosive players in the entire country. And Darwin Barlow could be the starting running back for a lot of programs in the country. Having him as the 4th running back is absolutely fantastic for the depth in that room. So looking at the offense as a whole, I absolutely think that this is a top 3 offense in the country. As of right now, I would only put it behind Alabama and Ohio State. I do think Caleb Williams is going to be a Heisman finalist. I don't know if he'll win it, but I definitely think he'll be in New York. When you look at the bigger games on USC schedule, like Utah, UCLA, Notre Dame, offensive line health is going to be a very, very big deal. You need Andrew Voorhees to be healthy. You need Justin Dietich to be healthy. You need Cortland Ford or Bobby Haskins to be healthy. If they get that good health and play to their full potential, I could see them going undefeated in the regular season and the Pac-12 championship game as well. Now, I wouldn't predict that happening, but I can see the path to where it would happen. Regardless, I don't think this defense is anywhere near ready to compete at the playoff level. So yeah, those are my expectations for this USC offense. If yours are different, leave it down in the comments. I made a video last week talking about the USC defense, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Fight on!